Well, first things first, history most often remembers three people in life: the first, the last, and the best. Now, this week we began the crowning achievement of a new American first, and it ended with a goodbye to one of America's best. Now, on Tuesday, Winsome Sears became the first black woman ever elected statewide in the Commonwealth of Virginia when the people of that great state chose her as their next lieutenant governor. And on Friday, we laid to rest Colin Powell, the first black man to ever have the honor of serving this nation as Secretary of State. Now, both in their own way represent the best America has to offer. Both in their own unique way embody the dream of an America where all things are possible. And yet somehow the brokenness that has consumed our politics robbed us of our ability to pause, place our political divisions to the side, and celebrate these parallel lives and how beautiful it is to live in a nation where their respective stories are even possible. Now, Winsome Sears, like my mother, was born in Jamaica. Her father arrived on U.S. soil with $1.75 to his name. She grew up in the Bronx, New York, at a time in America where the Bronx was literally burning. She worked hard, joined the U.S. Marine Corps, served this nation with distinction, and today she is the lieutenant governor of the Commonwealth that at the time of the Civil War had more people living in slavery than any state in our fractured union. And so today, Tuesday, was a massive day in America, a quantum leap, substantively and symbolically. And yet the vileness that was spewed in the aftermath of this most American achievement by the voices on the left who claimed to want racial progress was beyond the pale. Joy Reid of MSNBC called her a black mouth for white supremacy. Bakari Sellers of CNN trotted out the least original slander in the identity politics playbook: all skin folk ain't kinfolk. A repulsive retort meant to express that everyone that looks black does not have black people's best interests at heart. So this is the kind of vile, hateful rhetoric that has become so commonplace in our public discourse. It can be uttered in the same breath as unity by people who swear they dream of nothing but a more equitable America because they have decided for all of us that there is only one way to be black and proud. That is the bullish ignorance that robbed us of what should have been a shining moment for all Americans. Politics be damned. And yet, similarly, too many responses to the death of Colin Powell from voices on the right have been unimaginably repugnant for individuals who claim to revere military service to this nation and steadfast service to our republic. Colin Powell is a Purple Heart recipient. He is a Bronze Star recipient. To be clear, he served 2 tours of duty in a Vietnam War 3 of the last 4 presidents of this nation dodged the draft to avoid. Now, like Winsome Sears, he was also the son of Jamaican immigrants. He trained to die for this country at a time when the ink was still wet on the word desegregation, and most bars near the military bases he was stationed wouldn't even serve him a beer. He is in every way a testament to love of country. His life is a blueprint for what so many conservatives haphazardly remark that all black children should aspire to achieve. And a lot of us used to say that, writ large. But apparently, the candidate he voted for in 2016 and 2020 nullifies a lifetime of service to this nation. Apparently, the 2 bubbles he filled in on a piece of paper as a retired private citizen outweigh the men he led into battle and the wounds he suffered in those battles for each and every one of us. Outweighs the stewardship he helped provide to every single Republican president, from Richard Nixon to Ronald Reagan to George W. Bush. The left does not get to pontificate about the need for racial reconciliation if they use their politics as an excuse to view and spew the vilest racial tropes. And the right doesn't get to rebuke the left for engaging in the politics of the repugnant if we ourselves are unwilling to hold those around us to that same standard. Now, the Jamaican national anthem has a beautiful refrain I have always loved. It says, "Teach us true respect for all, stir response to duty's call, Strengthen us, the weak to cherish. Give us vision, lest we perish. See, some achievements should not be political victories or defeats, simply American moments. The election of Winsome Sears in Virginia was a moment all Americans should have been proud of. The death of Colin Powell was a moment for America to simply stand up and say thank you. And if our politics has robbed us of that clarity of vision, then the America we still seek will continue to become harder and harder for all of us to achieve.